Unidentified aircraft approaching. Requesting immediate identification.
This is Dragon Squadron. We are conducting routine flight operations.
In an unprecedented confrontation, the United States and China are preparing to face off in the strategic hotspot of Southeast Asia. With cutting-edge military technology, who will gain the upper hand? Can the US defeat China in this decisive conflict? Let's dive in and explore. Southeast Asia has reached an unparalleled level of tension. Amid a global landscape swirling with tensions between superpowers, a major confrontation has quietly taken shape in one of the world's most critical strategic regions, the South China Sea and its neighboring countries. At the heart of this conflict is the escalating tension between Thailand and Cambodia, two nations with a complex relationship but holding vital resources and strategic positions. The tensions stem from long-standing border disputes between these two countries. In early 2027, a small but intense clash erupted along the Thailand-Cambodia border. Known for its resource-rich lands, this area has become the focal point of conflicts. The land disputes are not just a bilateral issue but reflect a broader competition among international powers, vying for control over the region's resources. As Cambodia began expanding its resource extraction projects and building new infrastructure along the border, Thailand felt threatened, particularly because these investments came not from Thailand's traditional allies but from China, a formidable strategic rival. Under the leadership of Xi Jinping, China has launched the Belt and Road Initiative, with Southeast Asia as a critical link. Cambodia, with a government increasingly aligning with Beijing, has become a key partner in this initiative. Soon after, China began providing loans and financial support to Cambodia for infrastructure development, including military bases and maritime projects. This has heightened tensions not only with Thailand but also with other regional players, particularly Vietnam and Malaysia, which have stakes in the South China Sea and its vital sea routes. China's growing presence in Cambodia and its actions in building military bases pose a direct threat not only to regional security, but also to the United States' international influence in Southeast Asia. Thailand, with its long history of close ties to Western allies, particularly the United States, cannot stand idly by as China's influence grows in the region. Although Thailand maintains good diplomatic relations with China, the rapid development of China's military and Beijing's expansionist strategy have raised concerns in Thailand about the safety of critical sea routes on which the country depends. This is especially true as China has begun constructing military bases in areas Thailand considers vital, such as near the Cambodian border and small islands in the South China Sea. In response, the United States, under the leadership of Donald Trump, has bolstered its military presence in Southeast Asia, not only to protect its strategic interests, but also to counter China's expansion. U.S. military bases in Thailand have become strategic staging points for American forces, and regular joint military exercises have been conducted to strengthen the military capabilities of allied nations in the region. The conflict between Thailand and Cambodia has evolved beyond border skirmishes into a broader struggle for regional control, with global powers also vying for influence. China and the United States are not only competing for military dominance but also for control over critical sea routes and the region's natural resource wealth. Cambodia's growing ties with China have left Thailand feeling isolated, forcing it to seek support from Western allies, particularly the United States. Beyond military concerns, economics plays a significant role in this scenario. China has heavily invested in Cambodia's infrastructure projects, helping the country upgrade its transportation and energy systems. These investments have not only spurred Cambodia's economic growth, but also enabled China to build critical transport routes connecting production and energy consumption hubs. While these investments have deepened China's influence in Cambodia, they have also pushed Thailand to strengthen its alliance with the United States. For the United States, this is an opportunity to reaffirm its power and influence in Southeast Asia. With a formidable military and a robust economy, the US can maintain its position as a military superpower in the region. However, with China's relentless expansion, can the US hold its ground, or will it have to yield to Beijing's rising power? Under Xi Jinping's leadership, China has transformed its military into a formidable force capable of confronting any adversary on the global stage. Xi's administration has not only focused on modernizing the economy, but has also placed the military in a critical strategic role. Since Xi took power in 2013, China's military strategy has undergone a dramatic shift, moving from a purely defensive force to one capable of global offensive operations. A core element of China's military strength is its innovation in military technology. China has invested billions of dollars in research and development of weapons, from hypersonic missiles to next-generation fighter jets, modern aircraft carriers, and nuclear attack submarines. These weapon systems are not only technologically advanced, but also possess precision and long-range capabilities, making China a highly dangerous adversary for any nation. Aircraft carriers are a prominent symbol of China's military might. China has developed and deployed combat-capable aircraft carriers, enabling it to expand its operational reach at sea and protect critical maritime routes. With these new carriers, China can deploy long-range air forces to support military operations at sea and even on land. These carriers are not only a symbol of military power, but also a tool for China to strengthen its influence in strategic maritime regions, particularly the South China Sea. Beyond its navy, China has placed significant emphasis on modernizing its air force. Next-generation fighter jets like the J-20 and J-31 have been deployed, enhancing China's offensive and defensive capabilities. These jets offer precision strikes and long-range capabilities, allowing China to gain air superiority in conflicts. Additionally, China has developed advanced air defense systems such as the S-400 and HQ-9, surface-to-air missile systems, to protect its territory and maritime zones from foreign air forces. A key factor in China's military strength is its vast manpower. With over 2 million active personnel and millions more in reserve, the People's Liberation Army, PLA, is the world's largest military force. This allows China to maintain national security while simultaneously deploying forces to multiple regions. China's military is professionally organized and capable of rapidly responding to any conflict scenario. Xi Jinping, with his Chinese Dream strategy, has declared the military a cornerstone of achieving national strategic goals. Since 2013, he has implemented sweeping reforms to modernize every aspect of the PLA, from training to equipment, creating a military that is not only powerful but also adaptable to modern warfare scenarios. Furthermore, China has heavily invested in space and cyber warfare. It has developed advanced surveillance and command satellite systems to provide precise intelligence for military operations. Space-based weapons, such as military satellites and anti-satellite defense systems, are being actively developed, allowing China to maintain an edge in space. China has also pioneered a unique military strategy known as gray zone warfare, which involves using non-military tactics, economic, diplomatic, and informational, to pressure adversaries without engaging in full-scale conflict. This strategy has proven highly effective in China's international relations, particularly in Southeast Asia, where it is expanding its influence. But is this military might sufficient for China to challenge the United States, especially given the US's superior weapons technology and robust military? Can China's military strategy counter US intervention in Southeast Asia? These questions are not only a challenge for China, but also a matter of survival for the region's nations. China's military strength under Xi Jinping has become a pivotal factor in its confrontation with the US in Southeast Asia. But is it enough for China to win this conflict? Under Donald Trump's leadership, the US military continues to hold its position as the world's most powerful force, surpassing major rivals, including China. Despite China's significant strides in modernizing its military and developing new technologies, the US military remains a decisive factor in any major global conflict. The US military is not only strong in numbers but also superior in technology, strategy, and global deployment capabilities. A key difference between the US and Chinese militaries is the US's ability to rapidly deploy powerful forces anywhere in the world and maintain a long-term military presence in strategic regions. The US maintains military bases stretching from East Asia to the Middle East, Europe, and other critical regions, enabling global control and presence. A critical factor in the US's military dominance is its advanced weapons technology. US weapon systems are not only cutting edge, but also highly effective. The latest US fighter jets, such as the F-35 Lightning, have become a global symbol of air power. The F-35 excels not only in combat, but also in precision strikes, surveillance, and real-time intelligence gathering. With features like stealth, long-range capabilities, and versatility in diverse combat roles, the F-35 is an indispensable tool in U.S. military strategies. Beyond a powerful air force, the U.S. boasts an unmatched Navy. The U.S. Navy is one of the world's strongest, with nuclear-powered aircraft carriers, destroyers, and nuclear attack submarines capable of precise strikes and stealth operations, catching adversaries off guard. U.S. aircraft carriers like the USS Nimitz and USS Ford can deploy robust air forces across maritime regions, including the South China Sea, where tensions between the US and China are high. These carriers serve not only as offensive tools but also as floating bases, enabling the US to project power in remote regions without relying on ground forces. Another strength of the US military is its missile and air defense systems. The US possesses advanced defense technologies, such as the Terminal High Altitude Area Defense (THAAD) system, which protects its territory and military bases from missile attacks. These systems safeguard not only US bases abroad, but also its strategic allies, particularly in regions facing missile threats from adversaries like China. A key factor in the US military strength is its ability to integrate different branches and technologies. The US Air Force, Navy, and Army operate not only independently, but also in close coordination. US military exercises, especially multinational ones, demonstrate seamless integration of forces and advanced technology. This enables the US to implement flexible and effective military strategies capable of responding to any scenario, from maritime conflicts to space and cyber warfare. Strategically, the U.S. maintains a formidable intelligence network, allowing it to gather critical strategic information from every corner of the globe. U.S. intelligence agencies, including the CIA, NSA, and DIA, can monitor and analyze adversaries' movements in military, economic, and political spheres. This enables the U.S. to make precise and timely strategic decisions, ensuring military actions are backed by solid intelligence. Another critical factor in the U.S.'s military superiority is its rapid and effective deployment capabilities. With bases worldwide, the U.S. can deploy forces anywhere in a short time, overcoming geographical barriers. U.S. Special Forces, such as the SEALs and Rangers, can execute precise strikes, hostage rescues, and destruction of key enemy targets with minimal disruption. These operations, though not always publicized, can significantly impact adversaries' military strategies. It's crucial to emphasize that U.S. military strength stems not only from its scale and technology, but also from its global leadership and strategy. Despite controversial domestic policies, Donald Trump has guided the U.S. military to maintain its superior position in international confrontations. The Trump administration has increased defense spending, enabling the U.S. military to develop advanced weapons technologies and maintain strategic alliances. The combination of cutting-edge military technology, naval and air power, rapid deployment capabilities, and flexible strategies has allowed the U.S. to maintain its military edge over China. While China has made significant strides in modernizing its military and developing new technologies, the U.S. military's comprehensive strength remains the deciding factor in any international conflict. Under Trump's leadership, the U.S. military continues to hold its position as the world's preeminent military power. Can China catch up and surpass the U.S. in the race for high-tech weaponry? Or will the U.S. military remain the global leader in military strategy? The confrontation between the two military superpowers, the U.S. and China, is not just a battle for control over Southeast Asia, but also a struggle to determine the world's true military superpower. Despite China's long strides in modernizing its military and developing new weapons technologies, an undeniable truth remains. The U.S. military, with its comprehensive strength and superior technologies, will prevail in this confrontation. First, it must be acknowledged that China has done much to build a powerful military. However, military strength is not measured solely by the number of weapons or personnel, but also by deployment capabilities, technology, and operational strategies. While China boasts a large military with millions of personnel and an array of modern weapons, these factors alone are insufficient to surpass the U.S. military, particularly in terms of deployment and inter-branch coordination. The U.S., with its highly flexible military system and ability to rapidly deploy forces worldwide, holds a significant advantage. The U.S. military is not only strong in technology, but also robust in operational strategy. Its global military presence through bases spanning East Asia, the Middle East, and Europe gives the U.S. superior operational capabilities compared to China. The U.S. military can sustain long-term presence in strategic regions, ensuring control even in emergencies. Additionally, the U.S. not only possesses a powerful navy, but also has rapid and precise strike capabilities from air, sea, and land. U.S. nuclear-powered aircraft carriers, such as the USS Ford and USS Nimitz, with their ability to deploy robust air forces, can operate effectively in the South China Sea, where China is expanding its influence and building military bases. U.S. warships excel in combat capabilities and can deploy forces in any scenario, from defense to offense. The U.S. has also developed a comprehensive military strategy integrating its air, naval, and ground forces, creating flexibility in all military campaigns. U.S. military exercises conducted both domestically and in strategic global regions demonstrate seamless coordination between branches, maximizing the effectiveness of advanced weapon systems. In contrast, while China possesses hypersonic missiles and aircraft carriers, it lacks flexibility in military strategy and effective force deployment. Despite its technological strength, China's military struggles to coordinate rapidly and flexibly between branches like the U.S. This hinders China's ability to apply diverse coordinated tactics in modern warfare. While China's Navy and Air Force are formidable, they cannot match the U.S.'s flexibility and precision. Another critical factor is technological strength. The U.S. not only possesses advanced weapon systems, but also has a world-leading military research and development team. Emerging technologies, such as directed energy weapons, long-range missile defense systems, and space warfare, are being researched and deployed by the U.S. This ensures the U.S. maintains a technological edge across all military domains, from space to cyber warfare. Although China has made significant progress in military technology, its reliance on technology in a full-scale conflict could become a weakness. The U.S. not only has advanced weapons, but also the ability to counter cyber and electronic threats. While China has a large and modern military, it struggles to protect its critical strategic systems from cyber attacks and electronic warfare that the U.S. could deploy. Additionally, the U.S. has an advantage in strategic alliances. Throughout history, the U.S. has built a robust network of alliances in the Asia-Pacific, including Japan, South Korea, Australia, and Southeast Asian nations like the Philippines, Singapore, and Thailand. These alliances not only enable the U.S. to maintain a military presence in key regions, but also create a military encirclement that limits China's offensive capabilities. These countries can provide military bases, logistics, and strategic support in the event of a major conflict. Moreover, the U.S. military can maximize its strength through intelligent, flexible, and innovative strategies. Beyond technological prowess, U.S. forces are trained and equipped to handle asymmetric warfare scenarios where strategic flexibility and creativity are crucial. When considering overall military strength, from technology and strategy to force deployment and flexible multi-branch operations, it's undeniable that the U.S. military will prevail in this confrontation. While China strives to catch up, the U.S. military remains superior with its ability to sustain a global presence and develop the world's most advanced technologies. This confrontation is not just a battle between two militaries, but a war of will, strategy, and technology. In this war, the U.S. military, with its superior technology, flexible strategy, and tight integration of branches, will emerge as the ultimate victor. Thank you for watching the video. Here we don't just tell stories. We analyze, dissect every move, every tactic, and every shadow behind each conflict. If you're passionate about geopolitics, military power, and what's really happening behind the scenes of global battlegrounds, then the B21 Raider channel is for you. Don't forget to subscribe, as each video paints a different picture, packed with data, analysis, and truths not everyone dares to speak. If you find this content compelling, leave a comment to share your perspective. War is not a game, and every viewpoint matters.